Hello, and today I'm going to explain how this Playwright test automates searching on YouTube and the error handling that is present on this Playwright automation. Also, we are going to do the Playwright test in mobile and desktop versions of the YouTube site. And I'm using Playwright and not Selenium first because the setup when you install Playwright is really good. They have a lot of configuration already set up, and also on Selenium, you have to import a lot of libraries, and some libraries are outdated. So that's why I rather to use Playwright, which is up to date. And yeah, I started using by the command npm's Playwright codegen, and you can check on the documentation. But this command allows you to create code. It allows you to create the basic code by recording everything that you are doing on the browser. And let's I'm going to show you. I'm going to click on the search, then look for dogs, click enter, then I'm going to select a video of dogs.
Work today is broken.
I'm going to
We're
pause
all
the video, and as you can see, on this side we have everything that happened. This is recording everything, which is really useful to be honest. It's recording any click, any press, any typing, anything. And you can select the language that you want to use. And this, in my case, I'm using JavaScript, so I'm using Node.js test runner, but you can select anything, any of those languages, which is really cool to be honest. And this can help you with the basics. Is just put the basics, and then if you have to add any try or any catch for errors or any variable or functions, then you have to create those. But this allows you to get the basic setup, and it's pretty. You can read the documentation; it's really useful, and they have a lot of information about it. So with this playwright days, I decided I started by creating two variables, which is the now and timestamp. Now is just getting the date, the current date, and the timestamp. What it's doing is getting not only the date and also it's getting the hour. In that way, we can use that variable later on to as the name for the screenshot and any logs. We can save those errors with the timestamp. And for me, it's really good. You know the exact time when error happens, and it can be very useful. Then I'm using this const request. Well, I do have this if too. This if is just checking if the file logs or well the folder logs exist or not. If it doesn't exist, it will create a new folder called logs, and we can save the logs on that folder. And the next, which is this variable request. This variable request is doing this is pretty cool. This one is the one that is getting all the HTTP requests and saving all the information. And then later on, we're going to be using this request variable for any error. Let's say that we have an error. Then if we want to know the error, we are going to capture and save the HTTP request before the error happened. In that way, we can debug the error and see what was the problem. And then I'm using this try. For this try, is I first started by adding the YouTube link. Then I'm adding a timeout. The timeout is just it's like a wait. If you use Selenium, you will have like a wait option, and this is the same. Pretty much, it gives 5 seconds for the browser to load, and then it will pass to the next area, which is this variable is mobile. In this variable, we are detecting if it's going to be a mobile device or if it's going to be a desktop. And how we detect that? If in any case the screen is too small, let's say with a mobile, you know that Usually the screen is really small. Say if the screen is really small, then we know that it's going to be a mobile. And if it's going to be a mobile, for mobile, we're going to get errors. I'm already aware of that because I decided to leave those errors. In that way, we can see the error handling and also the success. But for mobile, usually the icons or sometimes the search appear different, and you have to use a different code. So usually you cannot use the same code for mobile and desktop, and especially if you want to test something in Safari, Safari Mobile, and they have a lot of things that you have to take in account. Sometimes they hide, mm, like they hide the HTTP tags. So that's a little bit tricky, but it's really cool to be honest. And with Playwright, you can pretty much test that if you want. And with mobile, we try to look for the first for the search button. We try to type AI, and then we click enter. Here the problem is that it's not going to be able to find the search button. The search button on Safari is different and it requires a little bit more code. So this is going to fail on the Safari mobile. Then if it's not going to if it's not a mobile device, it's going to be doing the general, which is looking for the search text area, and then we are going to click that search box. We are going to add the word AI, and we are going to search for the AI on YouTube. And we're going to be clicking the first video that appears on YouTube. Sometimes they show you apps, but we don't want to get apps, so that's why I decided to wait for the select to use the wait for selector and also a timeout just to let the ad load and then get the first request that is a video. That's what you have to catch, a video, no, not an ad. And then we have this error handling. This error handling is pretty much if anything happens, this is not handling specific errors, or well, this will not give you on the console the specific error. This is handling all errors. If an error happened, then it will let you know on the console and it will save an screenshot and also save it will save the logs with the HTTP request. And as you can see, we are calling the timestamp. Do that will be the name. And it's really cool to be honest. You will get the name. Also, you can add the browser if you want to be a little bit more specific. And we also are getting the screenshot. We just checking if is any duplicate or not. And we are doing the same for the logs, just saving the logs. If any error happens, and we are going to be displaying that information on the console. And I can show you now how it works with npm playwright test and then YouTube, the name of our file, which is going to be YouTube that spec.js. As you can see, it's running, it's detecting, and we are getting all the information on the console.
For
The
just 30
success, and you can see the success messages on the console, and also then we can check the results on the dashboard. Playwright already have a dashboard. You don't have to do the setup. You already are going to be able to see on the dashboard. And I will show you the dashboard. This is the dashboard for Playwright. As you can see with Safari, Safari is the one for mobile, and we are going to get. It's the one that I mentioned before that we are going to getting errors. And just to let you know, we are testing this test on mobile Chrome, mobile Safari, Chromium, Firefox, WebKit, Microsoft Edge, Google Chrome, and we have in this dashboard all the information. We have the runtime. We can see how much time did it took. We can see also if it was success or not. And you can click on one of them, and then you can see not only the information for each step, but also you can see what was on the console. That's why I really like just for this dashboard, beautiful dashboard. I really love Playwright too because this dashboard is really useful and it's really useful if you have to show the test to somebody else. Let's say that you have to show to your supervisor the test, and it's really easy to read. You know, they can see all the tests were successfully running, but you have two tests that are not running, and the errors are already on there. And you can see with the errors, we have the where the pretty much where it happens, which is on the line 24. And as you can see, it's right on the search button. As I mentioned in the beginning, it's not going to be able to find the search button because on the mobile devices, they hide the button. Due that they are using a small windows, let's say like they're using a small window like this one, the screen is too small. So YouTube, what it does, YouTube is they hide the search button. So that's why it's not working. But it's really cool to be honest. You can have the information where it happens, and also you on the attachment parts, you will have a file with all the errors. You can download it if you want, and also you will have the console information and uh, well, and the error that the console provide. You will have the error up here, and as you can see, we have the name of the screenshot, and also for the log, we can copy the name and we can search that name on our folder, which is going to be this logs, this right up here. This, as you can see, this is the last step. So we can, if we only have the screenshot, we know that the script was that pretty much the automation test was not even able to pass from the search bar. And also we have the log. In the log, we can see all the HTTP requests. You can, with the HTTP request, you can expand the information and also you can filter the information. You can get only the get request, post request, put, anything. It's really cool. And then you can search on the post request or put if anything happened. As in this case, we already know that the error is related to the search button, so we can fix it. Or I can show you even how it happens, but I'm going to show you by using the hidden mode. You can use Playwright as hidden mode too if you want to see how is everything happening. We click on hidden, and as you can see, it's opening all the browsers, even the mobile device. And on the mobile device,
My work is easy because I use
to make it
Jim
work,
Hurts.
what we can do is just to pretty much click on the search, and this will be able to look. As you can see, just we need to add a new click, and this is going to make work. It's going to make the test to be able to work on mobile. But for I just wanted to show you the error cases too, so that's why I leave those errors on this um, playwright test, and we can run the npm the npx playwright show report to see that everything is working. Yep. On Playwright, and now we can see the dashboard. The dashboard, we have all success, and also you can see that the 7 passed, 0 fail, no flunky, no skips, all were passed. And it's really cool. You have all the information in the attachment of how it works. And yeah, and this is just an example of how to use Playwright for not only for searching, but also for error handling and how you can get the HTTP request and save the HTTP request too. And pretty much that will be all for that video, for this video, and take care.